Hello and welcome to another video by Jeremy Noel Johnson. In this video I want to talk about something that I think is a pretty challenging thing people face today, particularly young people, but also people of all ages, and that is making time for things which are most important and not worrying or thinking about what others think or spending time on breakups or any of the garbage that life brings along, but instead being active, involved, excited, and happy. So that's our problem. We need to be active, involved, excited, and happy, and not worry or think about what others think or spend time on breakups or spend any time doing unworthwhile things. So the first thing that I would say to you is do not add fuel to the problem by sitting around thinking about what's wrong. Whether people are saying bad things about you, or you just got dumped by your boyfriend or girlfriend, or a teacher at your school did something you didn't like, or one of your coworkers was rude to you, you're just going to make things worse by sitting around adding fuel to the fire. Think of a campfire that's going and you add gasoline to it. The thing's just going to go huge and get a lot bigger than it is. So that's the first thing I would tell you, is do not add fuel to the problem. The second thing is you really need to concentrate on what your brain is thinking about, and it's very easy when you're sitting around to think about what your problems are. Whether you're sitting on your couch watching TV or you're just laying around in bed, if you're not doing anything, you're going to resort to thinking about the things you're most emotional about. So the first thing I would say to you is get active doing something else. Go outside and run for a while if you have to. Go to a friend's house and do some activity that's going to be fun. Go to a movie. Go watch something. Go watch a movie that's going to make you excited. Something inspiring. And if you do something like this, you're going to get your body active. You're going to start getting your whole physical system going and focusing on accomplishing that active task. And this is going to help take your mind off the problem. The second thing I would say to you is, now that you are active and doing something, and this isn't just a one-time thing, you need to be constantly active, particularly if you are focusing on negative things in your life. Then once you're doing that, you can start focusing on the wonderful things. And if you focus on the wonderful things in your life and what you can do while you're active, this is going to have much more of an emotional impact on you, even more so than thinking on negative things while you're not active. And the reason is, while you're active, you have a different chemistry combination happening within your body. It's an event that is much more stimulating than sitting around, and this is going to cause an impression in your brain of greater significance than if you're just sitting around. So if you do that, over time you'll find that all of a sudden your thoughts are now focused more on the wonderful things in your life, and whether that's your family or your health or a good job or some great friends, or if it's just you can do wonderful things and there's no one around you like you. So that's the second thing I would say. The third thing is, you've got to get your priorities straight, and you've got to stay away from ill-minded individuals. That just adds fuel to the fire. If you find yourself around people that are saying bad things about you, and then that's what you're focusing on, and that's where you're going to go. That's where your life is going to take you. So you've got to make a concerted effort to say, I'm not going to be around these people anymore, and you're going to go do things that are active and wonderful. Now, the last thing I want to show is why I have this little application open, and that is a little circle here. And this circle represents a very tasty pie, because we like pie. I mean, I actually like apple pie and pumpkin pie. My mom makes some pretty good pumpkin pie and apple pie. But for purposes of what we're talking about here, this pie represents your entire life, all 24 hours of it that go on in a day. And the first slice of pie that we're going to talk about is sleep, and hopefully most of you get 8 hours of sleep. If you do, we'll just say for this example you do get 8 hours of sleep, and we're going to make that this color. Sure. There's your sleep. Now the next slice of pie we're going to call work, school, anything that you have to do to get money, that type of thing. Or to just, if you're growing up and you're young, you have high school, and that takes a good chunk of the day. So we'll just make it a slice about this big. So there is work, school, etc. Now as you can see, the pie is already getting smaller. Let's call the next piece of pie eating and going to the bathroom, because that's something that you spend time doing, right? I don't know of anyone who goes any significant of time without eating or going to the bathroom. If you do, that's impressive. So this is our next piece of pie, and it's going to be yellow. There we go. Now we have another slice of pie. We're going to call this your leisurely time, where you are watching TV or doing things that make you comfortable. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, this is another large slice of pie, and I want you to kind of think about the amount of time you're spending doing leisurely things. And it's okay to do leisurely things, but when they take up such a large part of your life, it leaves a lot of time for you to think and have negative things come into your life, especially if your leisurely time is sitting around thinking. We'll call the last piece other. This is just anything else, reading a good book, whatever else you feel, your personal activities, we'll call it. And there you have it. That's the pie of life. Now, the way that you're going to succeed, and the most difficult thing for most people, is slicing into this pie of life and making room for new activities. It's just basically a very difficult thing for people, because this pie of life has been ingrained in most people, if you're old particularly, for a long time. It's your thoughts, it's your daily activities, it's everything you're doing. And so slicing into this pie isn't very easy, but the easiest way I found to slice into the pie is to look at your leisurely section, because we all spend time doing leisurely things and being comfortable. And I would say, okay, 30 minutes, an hour of this leisurely time is going to be spent running, exercising, doing pump-up things, listening to music, anything but sitting around. And so this is where a new slice happens. See that? That's your exercise. You're being excited, doing awesome things. And it's not easy at first, because it's different than what you've been doing. But you can do it. It's just difficult at first. It's not impossible. So all you have to do is just do it. And what happens over time is that new slice of pie becomes ingrained in your brain. It becomes part of your daily activity, and it's in a few months or some amount of time, if you just are consistent, all of a sudden this is who you are. You now have this time for doing wonderful things, exercise. A new slice has entered into your life. And so I want you to just think about your life as a slice of pie for a moment. Think about what you can slice into, particularly your leisure time, or the time you feel you're bored, with especially exercise and active things. That really helps get your brain stimulated, and it's a good time to focus on the awesome things you can do. So I hope this has helped you a little bit. Until next time, good luck and God bless.